Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans, and welcome to my favorite time of year, a time of reflection and endless possibilities for the future. After using the HB90 method for the last 3 quarters to boost my productivity and make significant strides towards reaching my goals, I cannot wait to get started planning the first quarter of 2025. This video and the 2 videos following will walk you through how I use the HB90 method to set up my Q1 plan. I hope you'll plan your quarter 1 along with me. Hi again, I'm Connie, and if you're new to Making All the Plans, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. On this channel, I'm a huge advocate of the HB90 method. After 3 quarters of using the system, I thought my excitement for a new quarter might fade, but honestly, I'm more excited than ever to dive into my Q1 setup. The reason? It's simple. I know this method works for me, and if something stops working, I can always go back to basics, revisit the original plan, or tweak the system to better suit my current needs. It's all about flexibility and intentionality. For those of you who are new to the HB90 method, it's a productivity system created by Sarah Cannon designed to help you get clear on your priorities, set achievable goals, and break them down into actionable tasks. The HB90 Bootcamp, the foundation of this system, is a 7-day workshop that guides you through setting up your plan for the next quarter. In this first video, I'll introduce the HB90 system and walk you through the initial steps of my Q1 setup. Specifically, we'll cover reflection and review and future visioning and planning. In the next video, we'll dive into goal setting and defining your projects for the quarter. Then, in the final video of the series, we'll focus on creating task lists and setting up a Kanban board to keep your progress on track. As a bonus, I recently took Your Path Forward, another course by Sarah Cannon, and I'll be incorporating some of the insights from that class into my Q1 setup as well. It's all about layering strategies that work together to create momentum and clarity. So let's jump into step 1, reflection and review. This is where I take a deep dive into the previous quarter, examining what worked, what didn't, and most importantly, why. By reflecting honestly, I can carry forward the lessons I've learned and make smarter decisions for the upcoming quarter. Looking back on Q4 of 2024, I realized I just didn't have the energy I had in previous quarters. Maybe it was the weather or just the seasonal changes, or perhaps I was plain worn out from juggling a full-time job, running a YouTube channel, and being a mom. Or it could have just been poor time management. What I do know is that small, everyday tasks, like deciding when to do laundry or figuring out what to make for dinner, was taking up way too much of my brain power. And that's when it hit me. My systems and routines aren't as solid as they need to be. Without them, it's tough to stay focused and succeed in my job and my creative endeavors. So I know it's time to make my routines and resets, well, more routine. The goal is to eliminate that daily decision fatigue, leaving more mental energy for the stuff that really needs it. I'm planning to batch decisions, setting aside specific times each week to plan meals, create a cleaning and laundry schedule, and organize everything that needs to get done. I'll also focus on getting my morning and evening routines locked in, and hopefully I'll even be able to delegate a few tasks along the way. Stepping back and looking at the year as a whole, it definitely wasn't all bad. I'm extremely proud of myself for hitting some big milestones, like reaching 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on YouTube. Plus, I've already put out 129 videos this year compared to just 81 in 2023. That is huge growth on top of a full-time job. My top video this year was The Cheapest Planner, how to turn an inexpensive notebook into a flexible planner. I'm really excited about that one, and I'd love to create more content around that notebook as well as the other notebooks I'll be experimenting with this year. I've realized that one system doesn't work for everyone, and planning really needs to change with the seasons of my life. My goal is to still run my life from one planner, But I also want the freedom to try different systems and give some fresh options to try. In my personal life, I enjoyed a lot of travel in 2024. After saying no to opportunities in the beginning of the year, I stopped letting fear control my choices. In June, my son and I went to South Dakota to visit family, and although I'm still bummed my daughter got sick and couldn't go, I enjoyed the downtime immensely. Downtime included being completely unplugged and spending time outdoors in nature. Lots of hikes, and even a Jeep tour of Custer State Park. Then my bestie and I took a trip to Washington State, where we spent the first half of the trip together and spent a lot of time in Olympic National Park and Olympic National Forest. It was absolutely breathtaking. But the thing that had held me back in the past, I fully embraced this time around. My bestie went off to her conference for 3 days, leaving me to explore on my own. And this was a huge leap for me. I never travel alone unless it's for work. So on my last day, I checked out of my Airbnb at 11 o'clock, but wasn't scheduled to head to the airport until 4 p.m. So what was I going to do with myself in a town that I didn't know, all by myself, for an entire day? Well, I decided to step out of my comfort zone. I wandered around the quaint town of Bow, had some delicious paella at Slow Food, and strolled through the galleries and small shops. Then I treated myself to a beverage at Terramar while soaking in the stunning mountain views. Before I hit the trails, I grabbed a cinnamon snail from Bread Farm, and let me tell you, it was so good that it's a very good thing there's nothing like that I know of around where I live. Then I went on a hike alone, all by myself. I was so far outside of my comfort zone, it wasn't even funny. But now I'm craving more adventures, both with my family and friends, and even solo ones like that. So even though I didn't check off every single item on my to-do list for 2024, I can confidently say that I made some incredible progress. I hit some major milestones and, more importantly, experienced a level of personal growth that I haven't had in years. I learned to embrace stepping outside of my comfort zone, whether that was in my personal life with solo adventures or in my work life as I pushed through challenges and stayed committed to my goals. It wasn't about perfection this year. It was about momentum, about showing up and making steady strides forward. And while there are things I still want to accomplish, I'm so proud of how far I've come and the lessons I've learned along the way. The next step in my process is future visioning and planning, my favorite part. This is where you dream big, get creative, and set a vision for the life you want to lead. It's where the Your Path Forward course fits in. For the 2 days before HB90 kicked off for the quarter, I spent time looking beyond the next quarter. Instead of looking at the quarter or year ahead, I was looking 5, 10, or even 15 years in the future to think about where I want this journey to take me. For me, it's not about quitting my full-time job. I want to continue balancing both until it's time for me to retire and fully immerse myself in my passion project at that time. Mind mapping my future goals and my dreams has really challenged me to think deeply about what I want to accomplish and how I want to feel when I reach those milestones. I now have a box full of index cards, each one representing a project or a big task that will move me closer to those bigger dreams. As I plan for Q1 of 2025, I can sift through this box of ideas and start working toward those larger goals, knowing that I'm building a bigger vision piece by piece. And of course, visioning wouldn't be complete without a vision board. On this quarter's board, I have images from my adventures, photos from a time when I was healthier and more confident, images that remind me of the strength I can have when I put my mind to it. I've included pictures of how I want my retirement house to feel, motivational quotes, the silver YouTube play button, a reminder of where I'm headed, healthy food choices, and even self-care reminders. It's a powerful visual reminder that I can be successful at all of my dreams I just need to keep putting the pieces together to finish the puzzle. If this sounds exciting to you, grab a notebook, a pen, and let's get started together. By the end of this video series, I hope you'll have a clear, actionable plan for Q1 2025 that sets you up for success. Let's make this our most productive and fulfilling quarter yet. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Making All the Plans, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss the next 2 videos in the series. Leave a comment below and let me know if you're planning your Q1 alongside of me, or if you have any questions about the HB90 method. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.